as in like a best of 3 set, but I'll answer this both for best of 3 as well as like between games in a tournament like this. Yeah, I think for a best of 3 set, a lot about it is like, I frame it as I don't care about winning a game or losing a game if it's not like getting me closer to like winning the overall set. I know that probably sounds like it makes no sense, but what I mean by it is,
I hear what you're saying, brother.
It's like I think it's really easy to like win a game and suddenly be like, oh my god, I'm up a game, like I've got this down the bag. But for me, like what I'm thinking after game 1 is not did I win or lose, but how much information did I learn from that? Like what are the key ways I've learned about approaching this matchup that I think will, and like sometimes it's like you get blown out in one game, but you realize, oh, it's because I didn't bring the right Pokemon, right? Like if I just brought this one different Pokemon to the matchup, it would have changed things dramatically. So yeah, I lost, but I lost and I learned a really valuable lesson. Now, if I fix that, it should give me a big advantage. So yeah, I would say like when I approach sets, it's like I try not to think about like the outcome of what happened in the first game, but more so like what's all the information I've downloaded from it and how can I use that to better improve my play afterwards. And like the converse is, I think when I was younger, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm up a game against this really good player. I feel like really, really excited. But then I start focusing more on the fact that I won rather than like the actual knowledge that I've attained throughout that. And then sometimes I get downloaded by my opponent because I'm too focused on the fact that I actually won or lost rather than like learning from it, if that makes sense.
Extremely well said. Yeah, just as an anecdote, there was a game at EOIC, my last round of the day on day 1, and it was on stream. And game 1, I lost. Like, didn't KO a single Pokemon.
Yeah, I remember.
Like, 4-0, no KOs, like, just got totally blown up. Game 2, I won 4-0. Game 3, I won 4-0. Because I think when you're thinking about, oh, like, should I adjust? It's not something you do arbitrarily or because you feel like you should. Because oftentimes, like, you'll have a game plan, it'll work, and you'll be like, well, I'll do it again. Like, they gotta show me how they're gonna stop it, right? I think what you have to keep in mind is, like, the reason why you adjust is because you've been given new information. Sometimes that's like literal information, like, oh, their Shadow Rider is really slow. Like, that means that my Koraidon will outspeed, that changes my game plan, right? But sometimes that's less like literal, like, oh, the stats of the Pokemon on your opponent's side, and it's more like, like, I thought they were going to approach this from like a Tailwind angle, but actually they're leaning more into Trick Room. I think they're going to lean in more into Trick Room again. Let me like bring my anti-Trick Room Pokemon. So I think when you're thinking about adjusting in the middle of a set, you need to think about like what new information have you learned and how does that impact what you want to do in the next game, which is basically what Aaron said.
Yeah, and if it's between games, like as in when you're playing one of these tournaments, I think it's literally actually just like taking a few hours break because you have that option when you play in these tournaments rather than the in-person tournaments. And I think like sometimes you'll have a really exhausting win in these tournaments as well. Like maybe it was a 15-minute like total, you know, just intense battle, or maybe it was a game where like you just like used a lot of brain power. It wasn't one where you could just click buttons. You were like, oh my gosh, I had to like think about what my opponent could do every turn. I out-predicted them for turn after turn after turn. Like I think people have to think about taking breaks after losing, but after winning, I think sometimes, especially like in exhausting games, is something that's important as well. So yeah, I think like a lot of our philosophy about like these tournaments is like don't play more than like just maybe 3 or 4 games max in a time, like hour stretch, take a break, come back later.
Don't do what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home. This is strictly for educational purposes. We got a question from the chat. Ipongo. For you, what would be the best 2 restrictions to learn VGC? Not only the easiest, but the ones that are the best for progression. I think there's not like part of what makes VGC a really beautiful game is that there's not one size fits all answer. Like it depends is the short answer. But if you were to force me to tell you 2 restrictors that I would recommend, I think Miraidon Ice Rider would probably be the 2 that I would recommend. Ice Rider is extremely tanky, really difficult to remove, and I think it's good for learning because like if you're using Shadow Rider, you get 1 turn wrong, you could lose your restricted. Ice Rider is so tanky that basically, unless you really mess up, that thing is not going away anytime soon. And Miraidon just does so much damage that it requires like, at a high level, like, yeah, you absolutely need to position and like, you know, plan around it. But I think that like the flexibility of Volt Switch, the power that it outputs, the ability to control the terrain, I think these are all really useful things. And they pair well together really, like as well too. So that'd be my recommendation.
I think Lunala Koraidon because it's like a really offensive duo. You know, they are going to be a little bit weaker in terms of like you're 4 times weak, obviously. To
3 times.
Yeah,
2 of them.
yeah, exactly. But I think the reason I recommend them is because they offer a lot of like damage output, which I think is really good because it's like you can just try to knock your opponents out before they get a chance to beat you. Those 2 also often enable like really strong Pokemon like Chiyu, for example. And so yeah, I think it's hard to have one answer in this format specifically. It's so new. But as someone who like tried out Lunala Koraidon very early before we officially started, I was like, this is powerful.
Yeah, well said. Shepard says, Feint seems like it should be such a good move, but is very rarely used. Is there a reason why it gets so little play? I won the world championship with Feint, so
Back in my day.
Feint was a great move. I think what you have to keep in mind is there's a lot of anti-priority right now between Psychic Terrain, Queenly Majesty, Armor Tail, like lots of things that will stop priority moves. And also Terra Ghost is like a really real thing where in order for Feint to work, you actually have to connect with the normal type move. And so just given how prevalent Terra Ghost is, given how prevalent the anti-priority tools are, it gets a little bit less play. I suspect that it's stronger in best of one. When I was practicing for this tournament, there was this Smeargle Kyogre team which had Feint in the Smeargle, where like if you were like relying on wide guard to stop the water spout, they would just Feint and hit through it. Or same with it was Kyogre, Ice Rider, Smeargle. And so they could Feint to get around wide guard for both of the restricteds. And so I think it's like definitely usable, but yeah, there's a lot of anti-priority moves.
Yeah, and I think part of it is like Feint historically actually was very good back in the day, like from like 2011 through like 2016. Like part of the reason was like who are the Pokemon that actually would use Feint, and Hitmontop was one of the best Pokemon in 2012 and 2013. Incineroar obviously now is like the premier fake out user, as is like things like Rillaboom and Iron Hands, and it's just Hitmontop, when it really ruled VGC, was not only the default fake-out user, but it got access to Feint as well.
Yeah.
Now, if you think about the premier fake-out users, they don't get access to Feint. So it's a combination of like, well, everything Wolf just said, as well as I think just like the users of Feint just being weaker on average and like not being as strong meta picks.
Yeah, well said.
Should we do another one?
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Shall we dance?
Let's dance.
I think this is game number 10 for you.
Wow, double digits.
Double digits.
We were projecting like maybe...
You passed it. You're top 100. You're 1600.
That's pretty good.
You're so good. That's nuts.
Here we go. All right.
This is reverse David.
Urawa Karaidon!
I'm talking about it. Wait, this is...
It's actually really scary.
This is very similar to the team that Colin Hire and I think Rogov brought to Milwaukee Regionals. They had I think it was instant over Chen Pao, but I think otherwise the same.
Okay. Let's see. I think I don't like Whimsicott in a Trick Room matchup. Like
not necessarily Trick Room. They have the optional Lunala, but it's probably fast Flutter Mane. The Sash.
I like Farig a lot. Garden Psychic and Foul Play. It's not great into... Depends on Chen Pao's offensive move pool. What happens if I go with this? Am I exposed? It's a little bit spooky.
Miraidon Hands?
Sorry, Miraidon Farigiraf. It's mainly the Miraidon slot like gets a little bit exposed, I think.
Yeah.
Because like if you lead like...
You'd probably need to voltage into your hands immediately.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, you don't want to sit Trick Room up, do you? So why are you leading Farigiraf? Because what is it going to do?
Yeah, I mean, Pressure's Psychic, Pressure's Foul Play. I don't like hate setting up Trick Room, but they should probably be bringing Ursaluna.
Like, they probably want to like lead with either Chen Pao or Flutter Mane, right?
Yeah.
That's going to pressure your Miraidon right away.
I could just discharge.
That's true.
I'm thinking about it.
Wait, you could... Oh, no, that's stupid. Sorry.
I'm gonna go with you, and it feels weird to not... we'll go Ursaluna.
Oh, boy. This makes me very nervous.
We'll see. We'll see about this one, folks.
Well, this makes me nervous.
We'll see about this one. I actually have no experience, but I think this is a really interesting team, actually, because, like, Chen Pao, you don't normally see that much with, like, Karaidon or Lunala. You have to respect the Ursaluna combination as well, so... Okay.
I think that's not the worst lead you could have seen.
Yeah. I think the main threat is Ursaluna switch in, Trick Room going up on turn 1.
Yeah, agreed. Because you have 3 ground weak Pokemon.
Yeah. Trick Room going up actually is pretty gnarly.
I think you lose immediately.
Do I discharge? Like, I'm actually thinking... No, and there's no reason to Terra.
No reason to Terra. I think you might need to save it for, like, your Zacian. Wait, who's faster between Whimsicott and...
Miraidon?
Yeah.
Oh, let's not do that.
Did we just...
I know. Miraidon's faster, yeah.
You gotta make a move.
This is not a good play. Oh. I meant to discharge.
Oh, no.
No!
Oh, no. No, they're gonna switch in Ursaluna, trust.
That's what I was thinking, actually, but...
If they switch in Ursaluna, I think you're okay. But if they don't, I think you're in Omega trouble. I thought you were gonna, like, Volt Switch or something. Ursaluna!
Yeah!
Oh, wait, don't miss. Oh, my God, you're so good. You're so good. That is unbelievable. Unreal. Wait, they only... Oh my god, you're so good.
Never mind, guys.
Oh my god. It's reverse Doom.
That was what I was hoping they would do, but there was so much that could go wrong,
Yeah, if
right?
they just stayed in with the Amoonguss, I think it was kind of
Rage Powder Trick Room.
The Rage Trick was kind of unbeatable.
Yeah.
Oh, Koraidon.
The bike is out.
We like the bike. Yeah. Agreed.
I could actually protect here, but the other thing I'm thinking is just normal Terra Blood Moon, but then they could protect Koraidon.
But then what do they do next turn? You
Yeah.
Encore pressure, you light screen pressure.
8.
Like, I think it was okay to protect, but I think, like, pushing your advantage is good. Because they could...
What are they gonna do?
What are they gonna do?
So we've had 2 Draco Meteor one-shotting Amoongus's.
No, it didn't one-shot the Amoonguss.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
One-shotting Amoonguss slot. Wolf.
Wolf, 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 wolf.
No switches? No switches?
By the way, this does highlight why like Ursaluna is a Pokemon that can be hard to use because you often like people do want to switch it in and get that Flame Orb and Guts active, but in this case, like nope.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
It's risky, yeah. Like if you like take a ton of damage or
Oh.
I'm a little surprised by that.
Do we think it's Lunala? No, wrong
Koraidon.
way. Into what? Fire?
Fire? I guess they were a Draco Meteor,
Oh, okay.
but I mean,
GG?
well, I think it's KO. Surely it's KO.
There's no way it doesn't. Well, unless it's
so-
Assault Vest.
Oh.
Assault Vest Bike?
Assault Vest bike?
That actually ended up being the perfect turn one because
Yeah.
Ursa just gets to. Okay.
God, you're so good.
This actually is part of the reason why I picked this team for the showcase, by the way, because I really like winning games quickly.
Yeah.
I think like when you have things that can literally just one-shot Pokemon, it's so powerful.
Encore them. There's kind of no counterplay.
This is also an example where I was like, I think I'm kind of like doomed on turn one, so it's like, you know, if they end up switching, it actually just wins. If it doesn't, okay.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, like basically, even, we're in a good spot right now, but like my post-game analysis of this is like Fergraph is like maybe worth considering. I think like...
I think Ferg over Ursaluna honestly might have been better.
Yeah, exactly.
But that way if Trigger went up, you weren't just immediately like, kind of, like, yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of the logic behind like Miraidon for in lead. Get like, if they go Trick Room, I can either reverse like pressure with foul play as well.
Yeah.
And then it's like, I find that Ferriger's interesting because essentially what it allows me to do is, let's say you set up Trick Room, I can just protect with like my Zama or my Ursa and then just reverse Trick Room
Yeah.
afterwards. Anyway, we still have multiple turns.
You can Encore the Meteor Beam or you can Light Screen.
That'd be kind of nasty.
I think it's kind of mean.
Yeah.
I like it. Because you also lock them at a wide guard that way.
Yeah. I think either probably work in this one, honestly. Like Miraidon and Zacian are just not losing this endgame.
Yeah.
Ursaluna's been a beast though, honestly.
Ursaluna's been really good.
Although it is crazy seeing it get one shot by some random things. Like Life Orb Psychic from Cavalry
Yeah,
Shadow
like, full
Rider.
HP, that's crazy.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh,
Sorry.
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah. Wow. But that did nothing. What? Why did that do like?
I don't know. Why did it do nothing?
Two turns of Trick Room.
I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, I mean this is one of those end games where there's like any combination of moves probably does it. Oh!
So we
Wait.
thought.
Wait.
Hang on. We might have messed this one up a little bit.
That's actually a really nice May.
Yeah.
I totally did not think about Pollen Puff. Oh.
Oh, what a KO did they had in Pollen Puff? Ship.
Uh-oh.
Oh wait, and you don't resist rock anymore. Oh, bye bye.
That's fine.
Because they have to use it one more time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, it was a good impression.
Thank you. Elf Fun. That's its, Wait, who actually do I bring out?
It's gotta be Zacian because you don't want to lose the terrain, right?
Yeah. Whoop. Wait, how did Amoonguss take that Hyper Voice so well?
Must
That's
be like
pretty
max special
impressive.
bulk, and Hyper Voice isn't. That's the thing is, Hyper Voice isn't that strong with like without a special attack boosting nature.
Yeah. Wait, this is not 100% one yet, right?
I think you Behemoth Blade and Hyper Voice into the
Lunala.
Lunala.
Yeah.
Because at the end of this, you're all like, they just don't have the damage, right? They have a Pollen Puff to get around this, but that's gonna put their Amoonguss low HP, and then you can Behemoth Blade, like Hyper Voice breaks the shield, and then you get 2 Behemoth Blades.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just surprised normal Terra normal Terra Hyper Voice isn't a true shot.
Yeah, actually, I'm surprised by that too.
Maybe it was a low roll.
Yeah,
Wow.
That looks like it did a lot more. +3.
That's pretty scary,
I mean,
dude.
if we don't stop it, we might lose.
Nah, trust. I was gonna say discharge, but then I would be actually attacking myself, which would not be good. Wow!
Oh, that does a lot.
Close. No more Encore. No more Trick Room.
Okay, we
more
have to
terrain.
confirm Lunala doesn't have Protect yet, so you have to be careful here.
No, but it's fine, right? Because it's just like,
oh,
just do this.
right, yeah.
As long as I don't
Yeah, you're right.
attack into a wide guard.
Yeah, you're right.
Wow! I can't believe that Draco worked on turn 1 though.
Yeah,
that was like a Hail Mary.
Crazy vision.
Okay, bye-bye Amoonguss. I really think Lunala Ursaluna though. Like, I mean, you're using it, but it feels...
I don't have a Trick Room.
That's
oh, right, they
true.
still have Meteor Beam. Oh, good dodge, Ursaluna!
Yunche, the Ursaluna. Good work.
Nice one.
All right.
Dude, you were already top 100.
Dude, Ursa has put it in the work.
Popping off. I think you're like 10-1.
pretty good. I'll
You're
take it.
really good.
Take it. That one loss also felt very winnable. So like I think like sometimes with these I think it's also a confidence thing. If you feel like you're
9-1.
9-1.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was our 10th game.
But I was gonna say it's like sometimes it feels like a confidence thing where
Yeah.
it's like I feel like sometimes maybe I lock a team that I think is really strong, but then I have just like 2 or 3 losses in a row, and I'm
Yeah,
like, what
you
is
like
happening?
don't believe it anymore.
Exactly, and you're like, I don't want to play anymore. I just like
Yeah.
undid all the progress that I made, and like that's why once again it's really important to think about the kind of like the mental game as you play through. these.
Agreed.
But we have another question. What was the format you struggled with the most over the years, and why? Oh,
I had a lot of trouble in Sun and Moon. Like Sun and Moon just didn't. The Z moves just didn't click for me. And I like did okay in Sun and Moon. Like I won a regional in 2018.
you won NAIC.
I won like NAIC in 2019, but like overall I would say it just didn't really click.
Okay, let's go through it by the years. 08, I mean, I didn't play very much. 09, didn't get a chance to play because it was lottery years back then, which is unfortunate. 2010, I got top 4 at regionals and then bubbled out of nationals top 16. 11, 12, 13, I felt good at. 14, I don't think I hit my stride until post-Worlds. So that actually might, like I was not having a good season then.
You were X2 at Worlds though, right?
Yeah, but there was only 6 rounds, 4-2.
Okay.
Like 3-1, so close to, like I lost in round 5 to Marcus Liu, who ended up
Okay.
top 4 in that tournament. But it was post-Worlds where I like figured out the perfect version of that team.
Right.
With like got the Tom while
Yeah. Me at regionals.
in finals.
In finals.
Yes, in Philly.
Yeah, that's right, in Philly.
I feel like 17, like 17 I didn't click with that. It was really good format in my opinion.
It was just
didn't
hard.
click, yeah. Like
17 was weird.
I like went to 3 different ICs and like I think missed day 2 on all of them, which was quite
17
wild.
was really hard.
Yeah, like, and I ended up winning at regionals, but it still was like,
With Drifloon?
yes. But then I played at Worlds and then brought Drifloon again, and it wasn't very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, Drifloon was really good for a time. Yeah.
So yeah, my answers would probably be 14 or 17.
Yeah.
And then I didn't play as much in the subsequent seasons, like 18, 19. I think I barely touched.
Yeah. Okay, I'm queuing up.
Here we go.
Here we go. This is my 10th game.
Oh, that was
was
Draco
really-
Meteor getting a 1-shot is just like such a good feeling.
Imagine if you missed. Thank God
That
you
would have been
missed.
so sad. Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
Dark Fine. Zama's
Oh,
in the
it's,
Mirai.
Joe's team.
Oh yeah, Joe's team. Wait, do you remember this? What's the Miraidon set? Do you remember? Is it Specs?
I think so, yeah. It's max speed. That was what he was running at one point, I know.
Zamazenta though. This is such a. I really don't like fighting against Zamazenta. Like, I would like to do Instant Dialga here and just try to get the. It's so tough.
You think you're gonna ditto?
Nah.
Ditto.
No. I think I do these 4. This is like an awkward matchup. I want to bring Instant, but I don't think I can afford it. It's just too bad against body press stuff. I like.
Ursula looks really good damage-wise here.
Yeah, I mean Earthquake just hits everything.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do these. I think this is my first time bringing Ndidi and Ursa versus a Miraidon team. I think because I keep doing weird stuff.
Is that the normal go-to that you'll do into?
I feel like I was trying this and it didn't feel that good. So, but I feel like it's really important to deny me right on the terrain, you know?
Someone asks, when it comes to team building, how important are things like accuracy? Is there a version of moves like Will-O-Wisp or Draco Meteor that are very powerful but not always consistent, or is the power worth the risk? Memes aside, even though I missed, obviously a billion Will-O-Wisp, I think it's like, it's very much, why are you using this move? And when I use Will-O-Wisp, it's because I can afford to miss. Maybe not 5 times, but you can afford, it's like you're using it on a bulky Pokemon, right? Draco Meteor, I find generally you do want to be running because it's like, on a Pokemon like Miraidon, it's the difference between getting a one-hit knockout versus never getting a one-hit knockout.
Yeah.
Like Focus Blast, like generally moves under 90%, you need to have a pretty good reason or argument for. Sometimes it's like you just don't have a better move, or sometimes it's like a tech move that like you're not going to click that frequently.
Yeah.
I would err on the side of caution, but a move like Will-O-Wisp I think is a good example where you're using a bulky Pokemon, but ooh, Zama Miraidon.
Not good. That is not good at all.
But general principle, like I would say 90% plus unless you have a good reason to use it, and you will often find those reasons, but yeah. And sometimes it's also playing games with the team and being like, I'm missing this way too frequently. If there's a better move you can think of instead, I may consider it. But let's talk about Wolf's game.
So I could switch and Trick Room, like switch to Lunala and Trick Room here, Terra Fairy. That's one option, save my Indeedee, or I could follow me Trick Room and save my Ghost Terra for Ursaluna. I feel like I should save my Ghost Terra here.
That feels safe, yeah.
It's just like I'm gonna lose a Pokemon right away, and like Zamazenta is so hard for me to touch. But I think I have to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on their Terra, but if they're Dragon Terra, like they might just, like you'll pin them, right? Because it's like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm really curious if they Volt Switch bring out Ditto.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
Like Volt Switch Body Press KO Indeedee, Ditto comes in, copies you.
Could be Hands as well coming in here. Hands, Volcarona, Ditto, Grimmsnarl.
Show me Ditto. Show me Ditto.
Wait, we don't want to see Ditto. It's bad for me.
Don't show me Ditto. Don't show me Ditto.
Didn't know. No!
Oh! Yeah.
What are you laughing for? Evil Eric. Oh,
Wait, that's
it's
over.
over.
Turbo bad.
It's so over, gamers.